Politics is serious volunteering business. Just be of service. They will hold you accountable, not in a school like Fair. If you are responsible for others, it makes you more responsible for yourself. You can't afford to be 23, even 22 without experience. Time is gold. Studying just medicine. Congratulations. Hi and good day. My name is Extracurriculars and I'm here for Business Gist with Akore. And today I'm alone, but I'm not alone because we have a question from an audience which we'll be responding to. It's a question about student life. And I mean, we are always here for students and youth. So why not answer it? It's still business, just still talking about the business of our everyday lives. Real, impactful, and as raw as possible. Let's get this. The question read thus: opportunities for students outside the school walls, like partnerships plus volunteering. And we'll be delving into my own personal story of how I was able to weave all these things and how it has impacted me till date. I graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, studied English 2 years ago, 2024, December. And it was a journey. I mean, matriculated into school in 2019 and left school in 2024. Calculate the years. So it was sports and struggle. Even though I didn't do sports, well, I did some things that were sporty. Sports and struggle, learning, putting myself out there, giving myself to things that really, really shaped my life. A few weeks into my part one, I became the class rep of the class. For context, the class had over 300 students, so it was a voting process. And I wanted to serve. I came out, did manifesto, people vibe, people like me, and they voted for me, and I won. Became the class rep, and that I did till I left school. At the point I got tired, but I still picked up back. And so starting from leadership, taking up a leadership position in a way helped me push myself beyond my boundaries. That means I have to show up in class consistently. I have to interact with other students. I have to be at the forefront for lecturers. I have to just be responsible. I have no other choice than to be responsible. I mean, I came up out to be voted for, so I had to make do with the mandates in quotes that people gave to me. And it made me read more, made me self-access myself more. Am I giving myself too much to this secondary responsibility? Am I still taking care of my primary responsibility, which is to read, to study in school? And being exposed to lecturer get to ask, oh, how far are you? Because I think this particular lecturer, Professor Yola, who kept asking, how far are you doing academically? And when I had those academic funny struggles, it was easy for me to go meet him. So being a class rep, taking up responsibility, really helped me. It shaped my academic journey. Every other thing that I later became, in a way, was just built on that act of taking up responsibility. For example, me going to politics stemmed from that one. Me pushing my craft, photography, stemmed from that point. Me meeting people that normally I wouldn't have met if I was just a normal student, stemmed from that. So I would really, really advise that, if possible, take up a leadership position. I mean, being a class rep is not so much political. So if you are someone, okay, I don't like politics, if you're entering school, take up the class rep position. And sometimes you don't necessarily have to take up the position. You can be a leader without title. I mean, there are people that names coming to my head of people that were not class reps, but then they were really functioning in class then. They were at the forefront. They were so interested in the affairs of people, and people need them for that. So if you can't, maybe you are already in part 3 and you can't become a class rep again, you can actually show up for people. You can still be effective in your class. So secondly, I'll talk about politics. And school politics is more volunteering. I mean, it's really volunteering because now you volunteer yourself to contest for a position that nobody sent you. And I mean, you came up to contest, came up to do manifesto. They will hold you accountable. Not in a school like Fair. You can't afford to hold any position and be slack. Me going into politics, politics in a way, people say it's a dirty game. But you know politics is serious volunteering business. It's serious servanthood. People talk to you and you have to be calm because the school is a very strong intellectual environment. First, I contested as the Assistant General Secretary of National Association of Ondo State Students, Ray Campus. I won. At the point, the Financial Secretary wasn't doing so well, so I had to take up that position. So I was taking up 2 roles at the point, at the same time. And this, in a way, made me meet more people beyond the confine of English department that I graduated from, that I was serving as a class rep already. Beyond the confines of Faculty of Arts, I was able to meet more people that, okay, we are from the same place. We share the same ideology. And this really helped me. It built my confidence. It built my team spirit. It built me making decisions because, I mean, decisions have to be made no matter the position you are, no matter how small you are. It is. You have to make decisions over many people. And in a way, if you are responsible for others, it affects your own personal life. It makes you more responsible for yourself. It's even in being responsible to yourself that responsibility for others actually grow. Honestly, people respect responsible people. Beyond that position, you build grit in life. You build grit, you build seriousness, you build tenacity in life. And these are life skills that will help you all through your life, beyond your academic setting. So, and later on, I became the president, which was the hallmark of being in that association. And being the president apparently exposed me to more of beyond the school walls, people from other schools. At the point, I met the governor of Ondo State, then Akiti. I was in contact with the SSA on youth development. It was through taking over opportunity. So I've mentioned leadership, I've mentioned politics. Now, let's go into volunteering. Volunteering was what made Akuriat, my business, Akuriat today. People knew me from volunteering. I was just given to volunteering. And a major part is the fact that I volunteered for the Great Western Union as a photographer. I did that for like 3 years. Because when I entered school, there was no student union. It was suspended, so it was being reinstated at the point in part two. And that was when we had an electoral committee. I worked for the electoral committee. When they elected the new set of executives, I worked with them. The ones after them, I worked with them, and people got to know me more. So now I'm not just gaining academically; I'm also gaining clientele. I'm also gaining exposure. I mean, some people say, "Okay, come and work for me. I'll give you." This one, I was curating my own exposure. I was shooting and delivering fast, so people just knew me. Akure. That was where I started from. So with that, I had access to offices of the student union. I had access to conversations that was below my pay grade, the quote, beyond my student grade. And these are only three little things, as little as they look. Honestly, it shaped my life. It helped my life. I mean, I traveled with the student union to Lagos for an intervention. I mean, these experiences are what you can't buy or that you can't gain from the four walls of your classroom. So put yourself out there, volunteer. People are watching. Today, when people hear Akure, even people that have gone outside of OAU, people that have probably have worked or have seen my work, it's here. So I don't even have to introduce myself. When you say I'm Akure, the photographer. From what? From volunteering. So I was volunteering, taking documentary, and this shaped my photography career and even impacted the portrait side of the photography career. So, and you don't know where opportunity is going to come from. Let me give you a gist. I have a son, and when I was expecting my son, I was 21 then. I was serving as a student union photographer. Around that time, they were renovating the student union, and they needed a photographer. Who do you think they would call? They called me, and that was the first time I would be earning salary. I was earning salary for like 3 or 4 months, and that salary really helped in the provision for my son. So it started from what? Being of service. So you don't know where you'll be tomorrow. Just be of service. And that's number three. So number four, I will talk about club. There is a club in OAU that deals with international property law. And this club exposes the participants to the importance of intellectual property. And my dear, in this day and age, where the world is going, even with AI, if you go and do any of someone's song or someone's artwork and they sue you. So clubs like this exposes you to the reality of things beyond your four walls of the classroom. Because if you go and write an article and someone finds out, oh, you dubbed their work, you are gone for it. So clubs like these, clubs like Red Cross that teaches people how to rescue people's life, you can't put a price on it. And the things you learn from these clubs are not something that you learn in the confine of that classroom. So let's talk about internship opportunities. That's number five. Faculties like tech, they do go for internship opportunities. See, those opportunities sometimes are what, especially if you are someone who is interested in 9 to 5, look for internship opportunities. You can't afford to be 23, even 22 without experience. So, but how do you get this experience? It is going for internship opportunities at part two, just submitting yourself to working, even if they are not paying you that much. But most of these internship in Nigeria, they don't really pay that much. And if you're lucky to see the one that pays you, congratulations. Find internship opportunities yourself and submit yourself to them, learn from them, gain from them. These lessons, you can't put a price on them. I'm repeating it. And if you attend a private school, all those summer breaks, go and look for internship opportunities because time is gold. Time is very important. You may think, oh, I still have time on my side. There is really no time. Go and ask people that have gone ahead of you. So build those skills, sharpen what you've learned in class, put them into use. Even what you will become in life is not what you are studying. Now, there are many people that is what they are doing right currently and what they studied is very different. Probably they gave you a course that you do not want, and there's a path that you really wanted to follow. Use those breaks to follow that path through internship opportunities. So expose yourself to leadership, to politics, to volunteering, to clubs, to internship. Sometimes you may feel, okay, these things, won't they distract me academically? But let me give you a gist. There are many research that have proven that that extracurricular activity is what makes some people stay in school. One is what helps some people improve academically. So it is not an anti-academic thing. It's something that should go hand in hand with your academics. But now, there should be a balance apparently to it. So you can't afford to just come to school and forget your primary reason for coming to the university, for example. Your primary reason is your academics. All those extracurricular, that's why it's extra. It is your secondary thing. It is the secondary reason you come to school. It is not the main reason. There is a research that I would like to read. Our research indicates a significant positive correlation between participation in extracurricular activities and improved academic performance. Involved students often display high GPAs, that attendance and increased engagement due to developed skills in time management, teamwork, and discipline. So there are many immense benefits in you contributing to extracurricular activities. Now, the balance, right? So when I was in part one, I was a class rep, as I've said earlier, and I realized that people call late into the night. They just call you anytime because why you're the class rep. And there was a day I just sent a message, please. There is a primary reason why I'm in school, which is in academics. We all are students. In case you guys forget that occasionally, we all are students. As you are chasing a good grade, I am also chasing a good grade. It's because I'm a student, that's why I could be your class rep. So let's respect that. And I have to put boundaries to it. There are sometimes that you can't call me because why I'm reading, I'm studying, as you should too. So you may have to like put some boundaries. For example, and if you're volunteering, it is not when you have test tomorrow that you're volunteering today. It's not on the day that you have an exam that you are volunteering. It doesn't work out. So make sure that there is a balance because extracurricular activities help you build time management, but at the same time, you also need to be sure that it is not eating into your time, it is not wasting your time. So you have to look out for these loopholes. And maybe when you realize that, okay, I'm giving too much to my extracurriculars, you recalibrate and put more attention to your academics. Try to make sure that your academics is taking more of the time that you're in school. If a student leader fails, everybody will hear it. People won't scare because you're a student leader. You failed. Oh, you failed. You failed. So you don't want to get into that funny situation of you failing academically because you put the secondary reason in front of the primary reason. So I believe that with these 5 ways, you can actually like have an amazing school year. You can do better academically for yourself. Because I mean, this is for your academics, and you can also build a life for your future. And I hope I've been able to open your mind to opportunities beyond the 4 walls of your classrooms, beyond EGL or mathematics or statistics or accounting. I see that there's life outside of it. So you don't end up leaving school and then they ask you, apart from this school, what did you even do? Like, you don't want to be in that position. So chase the book and also chase the extras that come with being a student community. My dear, you only come to school once most times. Most of us we only have one undergraduate. Yeah, you have like 2 masters, 4 PhDs. But most of the times, undergraduate days is just once. So maximize it. Enjoy yourself in a responsible manner, of course. Run for that leadership position. Take up that leadership position. Be the leader with that title. Go into politics if you are so interested into it. Go join clubs. Do sports. I think I didn't mention that because I'm not a sport person. But if that is your thing, please do sports. Sports train you to have a mentality of a winner, grit. So if sport is what you want to do, please do the sport. If it is volunteering, if it is internship, please commit your heart into it. And Yoda, if you're not subscribed to Business Gist, you are wrong. You are really wrong. So share to all students in your contact list that you can think of. Like, share, make a comment. Let us feel good too. I mean, we have put together this. Also, you yourself, it is in you to help us to like, subscribe, and share. And this episode is proudly sponsored by. So this episode is proudly sponsored by the Orella brand. And if you ask me what the Orella brand does, I'll tell you they're your best and go-to brand for your branding item, for your merchandise, for your vest, for every branded thing. Think of branding and think of the Orella brand, from ideation to design and to the final product of your print. And the hyperlink will be in the caption below. Thank you, and see you in the next episode, Yoda.